With the 2020 NBA postseason underway, the Eastern Conference has been more competitive since LeBron left. Multiple teams have a legit shot at making the finals, perhaps even winning it all. Whoever comes out of the conference won't have a cakewalk. How's it going, guys? My name's Wilson. Here are all my honest predictions for the 2020 Eastern Conference playoff bracket, starting with the 1 vs 8 seed, Milwaukee Bucks and Orlando Magic, perhaps the least entertaining series of them all. In the 4 regular season matchups, Milwaukee obviously swept Orlando convincingly every time. The soon-to-be back-to-back MVP won't have to break a sweat, continue playing around 30 minutes in the first round, since he likely won't have to do anything in the fourth quarters. The game Giannis didn't play, his team won by 11. Orlando already without their best defender, Jonathan Isaac, and the hobble Aaron Gordon, no chance whatsoever. I don't even give them a 0.1% chance, absolutely zero chance at winning this series. Not only am I predicting a sweep, but I predict the Bucks win 3 of the 4 games by double digits. On to the 2 vs 7 seed, the defending champs against the short-handed Nets. Without KD, Kyrie, Dinwiddie, and others, had to sign random pieces to play. Karis LeVert made all-bubble second team, nothing short of sensational, but Toronto too stacked. Brooklyn will score, but not a good defensive team. Siakam can do whatever he wants. VanVleet and Lowry will lit it up. Brooklyn did win a game versus the Raptors this season, snapping their franchise best 15-game win streak. It'll be a series for Toronto to warm up their depth, having superior coaching, the best chemistry in the league. Brooklyn will simply get worn down. I see LeVert having a few monster games and win one very close one, perhaps the first game, where Kyle Lowry has a history of struggling every game 1 of the postseason. Raptors in 5. The 3 vs 6 matchup, Boston Celtics, Philadelphia 76ers, 2 of the most historic Eastern Conference franchises, plenty of history against one another for decades. Ben Simmons likely out remainder of the year. Embiid dealing with an ankle and hand injury, would need some prime Shaq level performance to carry his team, but not gonna happen. Joel needs to dominate the 6'8 Daniel Tice guarding him. Boston's backcourt of Walker, Tatum, Brown, and Hayward gives them weapons throughout the game. Plus, without Simmons' perimeter defense, no chance for the Sixers whatsoever. Celtics in 5. The 4 vs 5 matchup, the most interesting in the first round. TJ Warren averaging 31 in the bubble, but held just to 12 points on 5 of 14 shooting against Miami. Without Domantas Sabonis and Jeremy Lamb, while Vic Oladipo has been wildly inconsistent, the 2 All-Stars in Butler and Adebayo will punish the Pacers. Having a deeper team with Goran Dragic, sharpshooters averaging 20 points in the bubble, Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero, role players Jay Crowder, Kendrick Nunn, Kelly Olynyk, and Andre Iguodala, the Heat can go on quick runs at any given time in the game. If Warren doesn't play up to his bubble standards, the Pacers will struggle finding their shots for long stretches. I see the relentless defense of a well-coached, disciplined Spoelstra team beating the Pacers in a 6-game series. Out of all the East first round series, this matchup has the biggest chance for an upset. On to the semis, Miami, Milwaukee. The Bucks won 2 of the 3 matchups this season. Giannis averaged 25 points, nearly 15 rebounds, 5 assists, 55% from the field. Antetokounmpo vs Adebayo, compelling to see. One of the best defensive centers. Middleton and Butler, 2 top 25 players in the game. Giannis was contained in an earlier regular season game. His team held to a season low, 89 points. Rotation players in George Hill and Eric Bledsoe needs to step up and hit shots. It won't be an easy series for the Bucks. With the veteran composure, the matchup between Kendrick Nunn and Bledsoe, both hard-nosed guys. Bledsoe has the playoff experience. The wings Wesley Matthews, George Hill, Dante DiVincenzo, Kyle Korver, Pat Connaughton against Goran Dragic, Duncan Robinson, and Hero, very evenly matched. Butler and Middleton, I take playoff Jimmy by a slight edge. Bigger guys in Bam, Jay Crowder, and Iguodala will be the ones to handle the Giannis assignment. There might be a couple games the Greek Freak might be held to under 20 points on bad shooting. Brook Lopez, a terrific outside shooter. Bam must play like one of the top 2 centers in the game if Miami wants to have a chance. Out of sheer toughness, the Heat will make this a competitive series, but Lopez and Bledsoe, excellent defenders as well. Miami's lack of experience in their young guys will have some cold shooting nights against an elite defensive team. I believe this will go 7, with the Bucks up 3-2, Miami taking game 6 in a close physical determination win, but fall in the final game with Giannis being aggressive, drawing plenty of fouls, and wearing down the Heat. I trust Middleton as the second option more than Dragic offensively. DiVincenzo has proven how good he is under pressure. The 2 white shooters for Miami, a question mark, should be an entertaining series. The matchups between Boston and Toronto, the superstar of Jason Tatum and Pascal Siakam, 2 very well improved All-Stars. Boston more talented in the backcourt, but Toronto a more complete front line of Ibaka and Gasol. The C's won 3 of the 4 regular season matchups, a recent blowout in the bubble, Toronto's only regular season loss in Orlando so far. It will be up to Walker's health to determine how he will match up with Kyle Lowry, who has his on and off moments. 2 of the most entertaining matchups we'll see in the postseason: Lowry, Van Vliet, Norman Powell versus Kemba, Jalen, and Marcus Smart. For the forward and center spots, Spicy P, OG Anunoby, Serge, Gasol, and Terrence Davis against JT, Hayward, Tice, and Kanter, 2 of the best coaches in the conference, Nick Nurse and Brad Stevens. It can very well depend on which guys make the best adjustments. A super tight one, anything but a 7-game series, would be absolutely shocking. Toronto struggled big time against Philly outside of Kawhi last season, and down 0-2 to the Bucks in last conference finals before winning 4 straight, largely thanks to Kawhi's brilliance, while Kemba and JT have proven to be able to close out games down the stretch. If the Raptors had home court, I give them the slight edge in 7, but since every game's a neutral site, the series can truly define Tatum and put him in the conversation as a legit top 10 player if he dominates Toronto's defense. No easy task. The Raptors' depth against the Sea Stars, because Lowry's already 35, the younger Walker might just get the best of him. Gasol and Ibaka, the older side too, compared to the young legs of JT and Jalen. I got the Celtics winning in 7. A very close series, can honestly go either way, and trust me, I put in a lot of thought about this matchup. Tatum is destined for greatness and prove why he's better than Siakam. Every one of Boston's starters can hit threes. Gordon Hayward will seek for his real Celtic moment. I predict a physical grinded final game with intense defense, lots of flopping between Lowry and Smart, low scoring 7th game, but Tatum will dominate down the stretch. Who can create when things get tough may go down as one of the best series we will see. The Eastern Conference Finals, the first place Bucks and the young Celtics. Giannis in Milwaukee would absolutely prefer the C's over Toronto any day, no question about that. Boston simply don't have the size to contain Giannis. Kanter and Tice too small. The Greek Freak absolutely destroyed, abused, annihilated, humiliated, and demolished Boston last postseason. After falling game 1, the MVP took matters into his own hands. The leading scorer from games 2 to 5, none of them were that close. Put up over 28, 11, and 5, with Middleton shooting under 40% from the field. Bledsoe put up under 14. Many remember Kyrie Irving being a total disaster. The series will surely be more competitive without him. Gordon Hayward seemed very intimidated by Giannis' presence, didn't want anything to do with him. Brook Lopez out the perimeter, the X factor. Milwaukee's depth will be key. Having 9 players playing at least 500 minutes on the year, you bet they'll be ready. DiVincenzo a huge improvement from last season. George Hill was a terrific backup, and not to mention, Malcolm Brogdon didn't only play 1 game against Boston in the playoffs last season with injury, so the Bucks easily beat them without him. The matchup with Middleton and Tatum can decide the games, but Milwaukee with the best player in the series, Boston has no rim protection to stop arguably the best player in the game, unlike Miami, who has Bam. Toronto with Gasol, Siakam, and Ibaka. Over the 3 matchups in the regular season, Milwaukee won 2 games to 1. I got the Bucks beating the Celtics in 6. I will make my Western Conference predictions and have that video out very soon. Thank you so much for watching. I love all of you. See you next time.